Absolutely not. These are the handiworks, the fingerprints of the illegitimate caricature known as Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Since 2017, we have seen this predatory, extractive, destructive, dishonest, vicious ambition to destroy the MDC alliance led by Advocate Nelson Chamisa. We have seen him do everything legal and extra legal to destroy the proud movement that is known as the MDC alliance. And the reason is very simple. It is because he did not win the July 2018 election. It is because in his heart of hearts, he knows that Nelson Chamisa ought to be the president of this country. So the overwhelming suffocation of guilt leads Mnangagwa to do these extraordinary, barbaric acts that are not only unconstitutional, but have no precedent in recent modern history. It is totally absurd that an individual who participated in an election lost badly in that election. In the case of Thokozani Kupe, she got less than 1% of the vote. Less than 45% of Zimbabweans voted for her. That she and her outfits then end up controlling the biggest political party in Zimbabwe that thrashed them hands down in an election. Only in Zimbabwe, under Emerson Mnangagwa, do you see this. So no, we are not surprised. No, we are not shocked. At an individual level, it doesn't affect me, not at all. You know, it has happened before. It doesn't kill you. Those that have been recalled, Hipmo Chidziva, Charlton Wende, Tabita Kumalo, Lineti Karenyi Kore, trust me, they are not dead. What in fact it does is to water the ground of our revolutionary spirit, to energize us, to demand the change that the people of Zimbabwe demand, that the people of Zimbabwe deserve. I think if there is to be a lesson, the lesson is that, number one, the levels of state capture under Mnangagwa are huge. They are exacerbated and they are without limits. Emerson has totally emasculated all state institutions. There are 3 state institutions in Zimbabwe: the judiciary, the executive, the legislature, and one could add the chapter 12 institutions: your anti-corruption commission, your human rights commission, your gender commission, your media commission, and finally the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission. The grip of Emerson on these institutions is unwavering, is unmitigated. It's a vice-like grip. So the first lesson is that there is total state capture in Zimbabwe. The second lesson is that you are essentially dealing with a deranged individual, a deranged system, someone without boundaries, someone without limits. There is no elasticity at all. You have to budget for the abnormal. You will do things that are unexpected. It doesn't matter. He is the type of individual who will cut his nose to spite his face. He is someone who is so desperate to hold on to power that you'll do anything to reproduce his illegal, illegitimate and odious rule. Thirdly, the lesson to be derived there is that we can't trust these institutions. We can't trust any institution in Zimbabwe. We are on our own, and therefore we have to provide the leadership. We have to provide the agency that is equal to the task at hand. And the task at hand is how do you dismantle the conflation of this securocratic, fascist conglomeration of all kinds of slimy creatures that are currently dominating the political landscape. So if there's one thing and if there's one lesson, it is the agency of action. It is the agency of agency. And I'm very pleased that we have come up with the 2021 agenda of convergence for action. That agenda is very critical because we have to come together to look after the agenda of the people's agenda, the people's needs, to look after the agenda of reforms in governance, to look after the agenda of the citizen, and of course the global agenda. So the task at the end is urgent, and this recall just reminds us of how desperate the situation of Zimbabweans is. It is very desperate, but as Bob Marley once sang, none but ourselves can free ourselves. So Zimbabweans must understand that there is no messiah out there. We have to provide the agency, the leadership that is equal to the task at hand.
Recently, your party lost its name, MDC Alliance, and property to new MDC leader, Senator Douglas Munzora, who also recalled MPs allying to your team. Now, with this latest development, could this not be the final blow?
No, not at all. You see, the opponent in the room is ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa. The surrogates will always be surrogates. The puppets will always be puppets. So, Douglas Togaresei Monzora is a puppet. Like his cousin, Bishop Tendai Abel Muzorewa, they were puppets. Morgan Komichi is a puppet. Elias Mudzuri is a puppet. There is no struggle without its own puppets. We had Moise Chombe in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zaire. We had Morrison Nyati during the liberation struggle. Fast forward 2021, we have our own Lucia Matibengas, our own Douglas Monzoras, our own Sekai Hollands. That's nothing new. Our struggle is for the betterment of the people of Zimbabwe. And that struggle is against the poverty of our people. That struggle is against the uneven and unequal development in Zimbabwe. That struggle is a system in respect of which 41 years after independence, 56% of our people still use the bush as a toilet. That struggle is against a system in respect of which 41 years after independence, only 30% of our people have access to electricity. That struggle is a system in respect of which 41 years after independence, 62% of our people still drink water from wells together with their livestock and animals. That struggle is a system that denies the people of Zimbabwe their opportunity to choose the government of their own choice, to democratically express themselves. That struggle is against a system that doesn't recognize that the struggle for liberation and the war of liberation was fought on land, and it promotes and lives with it the biggest land barons in the world, the Kenneth Royd and Sharps of this world, and many other characters in ZANU-PF. Right now, as I'm talking to you, they are trying to grab 21,000 hectares of land from the Klengwe Shangani people of the eastern low veld of Zimbabwe, displacing in the process over 30,000 hectares of land, which will be given to a white man, Den Dairy Private Limited. So ours is a struggle for social justice. Ours is a struggle for true independence. Ours is a struggle against kakistocracy. Ours is a struggle against corruption. Ours is a struggle for justice, and we will not stop until there is justice, democracy, legitimacy, and the rule of law in our country. As I'm talking to you right now, young Makomborero Haruzivishe is at Chikurubi maximum prison. As I'm talking to you right now, Alan Gadziwore, Takudzwa Gadziwore, is at Chikurubi maximum prison, together with Joanna Mamombe and Cecilia Chimbiri. So this is the struggle that we are facing. Things have not changed before or after independence. And in fact, the irony of Zimbabwe is that the more things change, the more they appear the same. The more things appear different, the more they appear the same. We have been walking on the same path like a treadmill, going nowhere, with and under Emmerson Mnangagwa. And that's the challenge we are facing. Zimbabwe is run by cartels. Zimbabwe is run by cartels who include Kudakwashe Tagwirei of Secunda Holdings, who include Lawrence Shea of Univen Private Limited, who is robbing the people of Zimbabwe through his incestuous deals with Zinara. Zed Korunadis of the INSCO group of companies. The mafia who are running the company called FSG, Fertilizer Services Limited. The mafia, the Radesh brothers that are controlling the illicit smuggling of gold in Zimbabwe. The mafia that are controlling land in Zimbabwe under a company known as Oga Investments, Sunshine Development Private Limited, Westpark Development Private Limited, controlled by one Kenneth Royden chap and some Russian, Ukrainian individuals. These mafias, you find them in 7 commanding heights of corruption in this country. Number 1 is their control of the Reserve Bank and foreign currency at the Reserve Bank. So foreign currency and the US dollar has been commodified. So few people are controlling foreign currency. When you go to the black market to buy foreign currency, you will find the brand new notes. You will not get brand new notes from any bank, but you get them from 4th Street, because the Reserve Bank is this supply line of illicit foreign currency in the black market. Number 2 is fuel. They control the wholesale importation of fuel in this country through their ownership of the pipeline, Secunda and Trafigura. They control the wholesale importation of fuel in this country. Companies such as Zuva, companies such as Puma, companies such as Secunda, they are a cartel. They control the distribution of fuel. And here you find another mafia, Billy Rottenberg and his Green Fuels company. Zimbabwe is the only country in the world that has supply side and demand side monopoly over ethanol. So if you want to buy ethanol, you can only buy it from Billy Rottenberg's Green Fuel. If you go to a service station, whether you like it or not, you have to buy petrol that is blended with the Billy Rottenberg's fuel. So the fuel sector is a huge cesspool, a huge sewer of looting. The third sewer of looting is command agriculture. They have been looting and looting and looting. As I'm talking to you right now, they are preventing Mildred Chiri, the Auditor General, from presenting and making public the 2019 audit of government accounts, parastatals and local authorities. Because in 2019, they stole as if they are on steroids. And one of the major vehicles that they used to steal is command agriculture. Number 4 is our commodities. they are parceling out concessions. All platinum concessions in Zimbabwe have gone free of charge to the Russian company Great Dyke Investments. They've parceled out chrome deposits. They've parceled out diamond deposits. They've in fact run out of anything to parcel out. One of the reasons why they want to remove the people of Chilonga is because they think there is diamonds there. So our commodities are gone, in particular the 4 minerals of gold, platinum, chrome, and diamonds. Finally, tenders. They have been stealing through tenders. Look at the Harare Bite Bridge Road. It has been parceled out to 5 companies. Nobody knows how much those companies are being paid. Look at the Bite Bridge border post. The refurbishment of and reconstruction of that Bite Bridge has been given to a man called Glenn Cohen, a very close friend of Emerson Mnangagwa. Look at Chirezi Chilonga. It's being parceled out to a friend of Emerson Mnangagwa, Kotsia, who owns Den Dairy. So procurement has become a major source of corruption in this country. Now the Public Accounts Committee was poking holes into that corruption. Look at the work we've done around Zinara. Look at the work we've done around the RBZ. Look at the work we've done around the Ministry of Finance itself. Only today I was supposed to present the report of the Public Accounts Committee on Zinara, exposing how millions and millions of dollars have been lost. On Monday, we were starting work on ZESA's arrangements with Secunda to do with the construction of the $250 million Dema diesel power plant. When we sat and listened to evidence from engineer Sid Ngata, he said Zimbabwe was purchasing power from Secunda at US 30 cents a kilowatt, when we could have been purchasing that same fuel, that same power at US 5 cents a kilowatt from HBC Cabora Bassa in Mozambique and Eskom in South Africa. So we were paying 30 cents to Kudata Birei, where we could have been paying 5 cents a kilowatt. And I think that's the main reason why Kuda and the cartels got us fired from Parliament. In the next 3 weeks, we were going to present our report on Command Agriculture with finding conclusions. So yes, my brother, you are right. The work of the Public Accounts Committee and Emerson's desire not to be investigated, the cartel's desire not to be investigated, he has played a major part. And of course, our work on Chilonga, the work that we had started on Chilonga, I was in Chilonga, Chirezi. I'll be filing a court application on the people of Chilonga. I'd moved a motion in Parliament on Chilonga, which the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Mudenda, prevented me from presenting on Tuesday afternoon. So the biggest threat that Zimbabwe is now facing is Emerson Mnangagwa and corruption. The two have conflated. The two have a marriage made in hell, and they are going to squander this country and take this country to the dogs to ensure that they continue looting this country. I say to them, shame, shame on you. But dictators don't last. Mobutu Sese Seko didn't last. Siad Barre didn't last. Wofet Bwinyi didn't last. They don't last. They come and go. Only yesterday we lost President John Pombe Magufuli, because dictators are not gods. They come and they go, and that's the only certainty. They come and they go. This one will also go. Look, you know, I've got a big voice, and ZANU must know that our voice of the MDC goes beyond these borders. That's why they want to pass their stupid, illegitimate patriotic act. We have friends in powerful sectors, and we will not stop talking to those friends Not only that, we have control over social media. We're going to use that. But the biggest asset we have are our people. The people of Zimbabwe are very angry. They are waiting for Advocate Nelson Chamisa. They are waiting for us as a MDC alliance. So this is only the beginning. Kumagumo kunenyaya. You see, it's an analysis that does not understand what the opposition is. The opposition is not the 30 men and women that constitute the MDC Alliance Standing Committee, or the 140 men and women that constitute the MDC National Executive, or the 200 men and women that constitute the MDC National Council, or the 12,000 people or so that constitute the MDC Congress. The MDC Alliance are the people out there in Lotito, in Chendambuya, in Cholocho, in Ngai, in Chilonga, in Dubuladzimu, in Beitbridge, in Odzani, in Rusape, in Bubi, in Chikombedzi, in Chipinge. Those are the people that constitute the MDC Alliance. You will find them in Ward 4 Guhune in Mutambara. You will find them in Ward 4 Humanikwa Buyera. You will find them at Madzeka Shopping Center, Ward 15 Murewa West. They will die for this cause, the cause of change. So you can play around and rearrange the deck in the cockpit, but you won't decimate the people of Zimbabwe. Ian Smith led this, imprisoning Robert Mugabe, Joshua Ngomo, Ndabaningi Stole, Nathan Shamyarira, and hundreds of others that were caged by Ian Smith during the liberation struggle did not stop independence, because you can't cage the 7 million black Zimbabweans that were dead, and you can't recall 14 million people. Emerson Mnangagwa cannot recall 14 million people. So my message to him is that, my brother, whether you like it or not, you will go, and you will go peacefully and constitutional. If the people of Zimbabwe could remove the baobab that Robert Gabriel Mugabe was, they will not be bothered by the thorn tree that Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa is. We go back to our natural default position. And our natural default position is the people of Zimbabwe. Our President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has already outlined our 2021 agenda, the CCC agenda of convergence for change. So that's what we are going to do. It's going to be an agenda for action. It's going to be an agenda for reform. It's going to be an agenda for a new consensus, a people-centered consensus to achieve democratic change in our country.
As you say, isn't it time for the actual opposition to stand up and fight back? Perhaps what is really your game plan?
We will fight back, but we can't tell you the hour and the second. What we simply want to tell you is that as Zimbabweans, we died for this new constitution. And that new constitution in section 59 guarantees our right to demonstrate, our right to protest peacefully and constitutionally. That right we are going to exercise, whether the regime wants it or not. It can imprison us. It can kill us. It can decimate us. but they will know what Ian Smith learned, that you cannot stop an idea whose hour has come. The idea of change is ready and ripe in Zimbabwe. There will be change in Zimbabwe sooner rather than later. Katesi namhla. I feel pity for people like SK Moyo, that they've suddenly become the cat's paw of this heinous regime. I remember vividly on the 5th of November 2017 when Simon Kayamoyo read the statement firing Emerson Mnangagwa. He said, and these were his words, this is a dishonest man. This is an ill-disciplined man. This is a mendacious man who lacks probity. And I find it ironic that little Simon Kayamoyo, a great revolutionary, once the driver of the great Joshua Ngoma, can now allow himself, with all that legacy of the revolutionary struggle, can now allow himself to be used by the sobriquet known as Emerson Mnangagwa. I say to my brother Simon Kayamoyo, you are a very decent man, a very honest man. Stop being used by a ragtag kakistocracy whose hours are seconds and whose tenure is very limited.
What is your take on by-elections?
They are provided for in Section 159 of the Constitution. Section 159 of the Constitution says when there is a vacancy, there must be a by-election within 90 days. So I'm a constitutional lawyer. I believe in the rule of law, and there must be by-elections today. Then we'll see who is who in Zimbabwe. Then we'll see the true colors of Douglas Monzora, because the people of Zimbabwe will put him in his rightful place. I was voted in Harare East by 21,000 Zimbabweans. 21,000 Zimbabweans. In terms of the size of the constituents and the number of votes I got, Harare East had more votes for the MDC alliance than any other constituents. President Chamisa got 82% of the vote of the people of Harare East. So it's a red territory, it's change territory, it's transformation territory. So it's a travesty that a ragtag outfit led by Lucia Matibenga for and on behalf of Emerson Mnangagwa can insult democracy and purport to recall those that were legitimately elected by the people of Zimbabwe. It's an absurdity, it's a travesty that should never be allowed to happen again in our country. I was revealing corruption before I was in Parliament, and I will continue revealing corruption. I've just been talking about corruption right now when I talked about the commanding heights of corruption. Look, Mr. Mnangagwa is a desperate man, but a very dull one. All he can do is to kill. That he's very good at. He was the principal driver of Gukura Hundi. He must tell the people of Zimbabwe what happened to Patrick Namabane. He must tell Zimbabweans what happened to 30,000 of our compatriots who were killed in Matebeleland. Mr. Mnangagwa must tell Zimbabweans what happened to Itai Dzamara on the 9th of March 2015. Mr. Mnangagwa must explain to Zimbabweans what he is doing to Netai Maro, to Joanna Mamombe, to Netai Chimbiri, to Makomborero Haruzivishe, to Takudzwa Ngadzuo, to Alan Moore, And these people that I've spoken of are not even his children. They are his grandchildren. He must tell us what he's doing with them. So, the man has no shame at all. The man has no shame at all. But he must know that we are not afraid of him. We are not afraid of him, and we will continue fighting. We will continue fighting with our spirits, with our peace, with our constitution, with our Bible, with our religion, with our energy, with our love, with our commitment, with our passion. That's what we will do. Peacefully and constitutionally, we will fight.
What's your last take on this whole saga?
This is nothing. The MDC alliance was not formed for parliament, but parliament is an arena of the struggle. So we will not boycott any election. We will not boycott the by-elections. But change is coming. Transformation is coming sooner rather than later. The people of Zimbabwe want a new consensus, the convergence consensus, a transformative consensus. We have become a terrible, sick country.